Jack, and I do things. It is now week 4 of this Sewing Bee Sew Along Challenge. So this week on the Great British Sewing Bee, it was Reduce, Reuse, Recycle week. In the pattern challenge this week, the sewers had to make a pair of zero waste trousers. It's all in the name. It is a pair of trousers made out of a piece of fabric in which every single thread of that fabric is used. The transformation was turning tote bags into a top, and the made to measure was crochet dresses. It felt a little bit more like just a longer version of the transformation challenge. They had to take crochet blankets and turn them into a very high-end item. Now, as I mentioned in my previous video, this week is going to be quite a quick and speedy make because it is sweltering in this room. Honestly, you have no idea. I've had to turn the fan off to do this bit of filming, and I think I may actually melt. So I have decided that I think I will do the transformation challenge, but in reverse. So rather than taking tote bags and making a top out of them, I thought I would take a top and make it into a tote bag. I've been meaning to make a nice large tote bag for a while to be able to ferry my library book. Why is that so hard to say? My library books back and forth with relative ease. So that is what I'm going to do. So I found a fantastic looking pattern for a really lovely tote bag from Core Fabrics, which I believe is the sister company of Closet Core. So it's a nice big, this is the medium sized version of the tote bag. It's got pockets on either side, and the straps, they sort of go like this and then loop over, etc. You'll see as we go. It is a free pattern from Core Fabric, so if you end up liking the result, please, it's there, go get it. The fabric. So I have had this fabric for quite some time. This was an old curtain, and there was so much of this fabric. I bought it off of Facebook Marketplace. Initially thinking that it might make a cool pair of sort of rustic trousers. It didn't, so I've been trying to find ways of utilising this fabric ever since. Let's see if I can get a little close up. This is the fabric, sort of beige and brown tones. It's fairly soft, which is nice, but it's very heavy duty. It does ask for bottom weight fabrics, so sort of canvas, heavy cotton, denim, that kind of thing. So that's going to be the main bag. And then, as I say, I'm going to make top into a tote bag, and the top part is going to come courtesy of this. This was a shirt that I had. I was thinking of using this for the pockets on the front. I also have these, which is part of the same shirt. These are the cuffs, but actually they look like sort of nice already made pockets. They've got buttonholes in them, but that doesn't really matter. So I think I might use these as sort of patch pockets on the inside. I'm also going to add a lining. There aren't instructions to add a lining, but I'm assuming it should be pretty straightforward. Basically just cut the same pattern again in different fabric. And I have quite a few of these white shirts. Should be good for the lining of the bag. And again, sticking with that using a top to make a tote bag thing. Hooray! So yeah, that's the plan. Nice practical item. Lovely. Right, so first things first, I'm very sorry about the background noise, but I have to have the fan on in here now. Otherwise, I think you will literally start to see me melting away in front of you. And no one wants that. So apologies for that. So this is where we are. I've just stitched my interior pockets to the lining pieces. One I've just left as one big pocket. The other I have done 1 row of stitches down the middle to create 2 smaller pockets, which I'm quite happy about. I'm quite pleased with those. So now I just need to put the bag together, which should be pretty straightforward. So I'm going to stitch the lining pieces to the bag pieces and then just stitch it up normally. That's what I'm going to do. So let's do that. Well, I've just sewn the base of the bag to the sides, and I think it's because of the heat. I'm making little silly mistakes. Nothing major, but just little silly mistakes that could potentially be avoided. First off, I didn't line up my front pocket on one of the sides properly with the bottom, so now this is open, so it's not much of a pocket. So I think I'm just going to have to stitch across there. I can't even turn it under to create a proper hem, so I think I'm just going to have to quickly stitch that across. The other small little thing is one of the sides I forgot to press the seam before I flat felled it, so it's a little bit bulgy and bulky. It's not going to impact the finished bag, but just little silly mistakes that could potentially be avoided. Oh, but it's just so difficult to concentrate at the moment with the heat. But there you go. I'm not quite sure what I've got to do next. Well, fix that mistake first. Oh, then it might be sewing up the side seams, because I can't have much left to do now. Oh, I'm nearer to the end than I thought. Amazing. Love when that happens. Oh, let's fix the mistake. Week 4, done. As promised, it was a very quick and easy, short, sharp shock of a sew. This pattern came together really easy. I would highly recommend this. It took a little bit longer because I chose to do the lining and the pockets on the inside, and trying to figure out how to put it together with the lining took a little bit of working out, and I'm not sure I got it quite right. I think I probably should have sewn the lining together and found a way to then insert it into the bag, rather than sewing the lining pieces to the outer pieces and then sewing them as one, simply because I now have some sort of slightly raw seams inside. I did finish them off as best I could. I did a flat felled seam, but this fabric, this outer fabric, frays so badly. You literally just have to look at it and it's going to fray. So it's a little bit messy inside. I'm really glad I put the pockets on the inside. They are so useful. And the little mistakes that I made with the sort of the finishing of the pocket, it's fine. It really doesn't make any kind of difference to the bag, and it's barely noticeable really. So overall, I am absolutely thrilled with this bag, and as I said, would highly recommend it. It's an excellent tote bag. Also, final thing, I wore this out yesterday and we were walking around for 3 hours, and usually about an hour in, if I've got a bag constantly on my shoulder starts really hurting. This I wore for 3 hours straight and it was fantastic. It might be the width of the straps, it might be the dimensions of the bag, which means that there's better distribution of weight inside. Either way, it is incredibly comfortable to wear. So there we go, that is Reduce, Reuse, Recycle Week wrapped up. Next week is Art Week. That's going to be interesting. Thank you very much for watching my video. We are 4 down, 6 to go. I will be making videos for the next 6 episodes, so if you would like to continue watching my sew along journey, please make sure to check back, or better yet, subscribe to my channel so you don't miss a thing. In the meantime, happy sewing. Bye!